Hi, and welcome to your sixth grade open house for the year 2020 to 2021. My name is Tammy Belmain. I'm your student sixth grade science teacher, and I'm glad that you're here. I'm glad you're coming in to see what we do every day and what your students are up to. Sixth grade is a big transition year. You go from elementary school to middle school, starting to gain a little bit of independence and that determination to finish things on their own. Keep in mind, our 3 goals this year for your student is for them to become an independent learner, for them to become a good digital citizen, and for them to become a KLA leader. With hard work and a little bit of grit on their part, it's going to happen. It's good to see you. Thank you again for coming, and we hope to see you in person.
Hello, parents, and good evening. Welcome to Virtual Open House. Today, I'm going to be talking to you guys about Google Classroom and how to maneuver, kind of how to follow along with your students, your children. Okay, so first off, you just want to go to Google. Make sure your child's logged in. You can see up in the corner if they have a little picture, you can see their picture and or their initial. Then you want to go ahead and click on these 9 dots right there. And you'll go ahead and have these options go ahead and pop up. You'll click on the classroom, that option right there. And a whole list should pop up with classes. Okay, I'm a teacher, so these are the classes that I have, but your student will have their own schedule. And you can click on any class. This is how they get most of their information. Teachers are posting assignments, messages, anything that you need to see. And or the student sees, this is most of where they see it. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and click on a class. That's how I get into it. And this is called our stream. This is just like the home page. Basically, you can kind of scroll down and up. You'll see daily agendas. So this would be a daily agenda for Tuesday. I'm just highlighting, for instance. Again, scroll down. You can see when assignments are posted. You can see if teachers have messages for students. If you're ever wondering about classwork and anything that's due, you can look on the side and upcoming. This right here I'm highlighting, upcoming. This means, and you can view all to see for all the classes, any assignments that are due and when they are due if they're upcoming. Okay, so I'm just going to go back to my stream page. Here I am back in this corner again. If there's something due, it'll be listed right here. Okay. Also too, if you want to look and make it easier for the classwork assignments, you can go here in the top. There's some tabs, classwork, and you'll see the assignments listed right here. Students will just click on the assignment. Okay, and it looks a tad bit different on my end. They'll just have the assignment here, the view the assignment and instructions. Okay, and then this is what they'll see. So they'll click on the assignment, they'll see whatever is there, and then they'll be able to complete the assignment. Okay, I'm just going to go back. Okay, go back to the stream page. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and I'll show you now as a student in one of my classes how to turn in an assignment. So if you're ever wondering how to turn something in, okay, this is kind of how you can do it step by step. I have this is, like I said, this is just a staff page that we have, but it's just an example. If we go to classwork, we can probably just see real quick some assignments. I'll click on some one of the assignments here, and then I'll view assignment. Once you go to view assignment, you see in this top corner here, I'm circling it with my mouse, add or create button, add or create. This is the most important part because once you click this, it'll drop down. Most of the teachers have the students perform activities on Google Classroom if it's related to the Google, the Google Docs, it's related to the Google Classroom. So they'll either be in docs, slides, sheets, or whatnot. And then typically the students will click on Google Drive, which will bring them up to their Google Drive, and then they'll click the most recent button, typically because they are what they had just done. So you click that first one, you insert it. You'll see it's loading on the top here. Once it loads, then you click turn in. I'll click turn in. It'll ask me again if I want to turn these in. I'll press yes, turn in, and then it'll submit. Okay, that's how we turn in assignments through Google Classroom. So if you ever have any questions on that, I'm just going to go right back to my list. If you ever want to find and just get back to your child's normal list, you go right here on these three lines in the corner. You'll just click on that and it'll drop down. Okay, you'll see all your students' classes right there. Again, you click on each individual one. They all have their stream. If you are wondering whenever for a Meet link, so the students come into class every day and they go to a Google link, this Google link is right here at the top. Right here at the top, I'm circling it. You click on the Meet link. Okay, you click on the Meet link and it'll take you right to that page where you can click and join the video. So that's what that is right there. If you can look in the title, all the classes, there's periods, their class title, and their grade, which house they're in, and the time for that class. So if you're ever wondering when and where they should be at what time, it always says in this title page right on that on these Google slides. Okay, so pretty much that is Google Classroom. If you ever have any quick questions, you can always contact teachers. Again, for Miss Beasley, our post, the daily agendas, you'll see the emails. You can always go on my KLA for emails. But that is Google Classroom. Thank you, parents, and I hope you enjoy the virtual open house.
Hello, parents. My name is Miss Loke, and I will be discussing our minimum day Wednesdays and what our REACH classes look like on those days. For those of you that don't know what REACH stands for, it stands for Respect, Enthusiasm, Achievement, Citizenship, and Hard Work. So before I begin discussing about our minimum day schedule, I'd like to give you all a little background about myself and who I am. So my name is Miss Loke. This is my 6th year at KLA. I actually graduated from Keeler Middle School before it became a charter school in 2005. I also went to elementary school at Audubon, as well as graduated from Morris High School. So I did grow up and I was raised in Southeast San Diego my entire life. This is my first year teaching journalism and video game design, but it is also my 2nd year teaching REACH English Language Development class, or ELD for short. So here we have 2 different types of REACH classes on our minimum day Wednesdays. And our REACH classes are from 7:30 to 11:30 a.m. Our students do not go to any of their core classes on Wednesdays, nor their electives. They just stay in their REACH classes for all 4 hours. So in our general education REACH classes, they do REACH assignments created by Mrs. Sartain, and they are to be taught to the students by our teachers. They also fill out their leadership logs, which are similar to agendas to help keep track of their weekly assignments, their progress, as well as reflect on their work. They do Genius Hour projects or passion projects in these classes, where a student can pick a topic that they're interested in and present it to the class, whether it's through a PowerPoint presentation or an art piece, or just these passion projects help our students stay in touch with their creative side. We also do a program called Lexia Power Up, which improves their grammar and comprehension skills. They do a math program called iExcel, which helps with their math, and I also know that the math core classes use this program as well in their teaching. And they also have the opportunity to do missing work and incomplete assignments. In the other type of REACH classes, we have our response to intervention, or our RTI classes, and we have our English language development, or ELD classes. I personally teach a REACH class that is for English language development for our English learners. So here are some of the programs we do in these particular classes. So we do similar programs in the similar to general ed, but however, we try to focus more on supporting our students either in math or in ELA. So in our ELD classes, we do use a curriculum called English 3D, and that is a curriculum that I use particularly. And this is to help students with develop academic language and writing skills. In our RTI or math intervention classes, the teacher has specific lessons that she works with them, as well as IXL. In some of our ELD classes, we use Amplify ELD, which is connected to our Humanities Amplify ELA curriculum. And this helps the students with grammar, vocabulary, comprehension. And this type of curriculum also helps break down the text that they're reading in their humanities classes so that it's easier for them to understand and make sense of. We use a program called SIPS that also connects to developing vocabulary and comprehension skills. We also do leadership logs in our classes, and that again helps the students keep track of their assignments and progress. We do Lexia Power Up lessons for grammar, vocabulary, and comprehension. And if we do have some time at the end of our lessons or our schedule for Wednesdays, we do let our students do Genius Hour, depending on how much work they get done. And within the minimum day Wednesday schedule, we do asynchronous learning as well as synchronous learning. So with synchronous learning, that would be the live lessons that we do at the beginning of the day. And then the asynchronous lessons are the independent work that the students can work on themselves. So for example, the synchronous lesson would be English 3D. So in my particular class, I would start off with that lesson first. And then the asynchronous work would be whether my students need to complete their leadership logs or their Lexia Power Up or Genius Hour. That would be done individually or independently. But yes, thank you so much for listening in on the minimum day Wednesday schedule and what we do on reach days. And if you have any questions, please let the 6th grade team know.
Hi, I am Ms. Thomas, and I will be discussing with you asynchronous learning here at Keeler Leadership Academy. What is asynchronous learning? Asynchronous learning is a time for students to learn and work independently. During asynchronous learning is teaching and learning that may occur through videos, discussion boards, podcasts, and/or external learning platforms. With asynchronous learning, teachers are not teaching directly, but are available through email, Google Hangouts, and other modes of communication. With asynchronous learning, its asynchronous time can be a part of any lesson. It can be a portion where the students do the work on their own. It can also be a whole set of time that students are asked to work independently. Some expectations for students during asynchronous learning are: we would like them to find a good place to work. Make sure that the students understand the instructions before starting the assignment or task. If stuck, be problem solvers and reach out to teachers for more guidance right away. Do not wait. Some teachers have tutoring students should attend if they are having trouble with any assignments. Complete assignments completely before submitting, which is also known as just turning in on Google Classroom. We expect them to be leaders and give their best effort. And we would like them to focus on the assignment before doing activities of their choice, such as playing Fortnite or other video games or watching TV. When will asynchronous learning occur? Asynchronous learning will occur every Wednesday. On Wednesdays, asynchronous learning will look like a full day of independent learning. More on that in a little bit. Asynchronous learning will also occur during class when students are released for independent practice. If students are released early from class, they will most likely have something to work on independently. What happens on Wednesdays? Wednesdays, the schedule is from 7:30 a.m. to 11:30 a.m. for all students. Students will be with their reach teachers the whole time. Students may get pulled for small groups during that time. Students are given time to work on any missing assignments for any of their classes. Students will work with programs such as Lexia, IXL, and Khan Academy independently. And then at 11:30, they log off of their class meets and they will be able to have lunch. On Wednesdays, students are to be logged in the entire time from 7:30 to 11:30. If they log off early, halfway between, and the teacher hasn't released them, they can get marked absent. What if my child gets stuck on an assignment? Send their teacher an email to ask for help on the assignment. That should be one of the first steps. Have your child log into their Google Classroom to check for any resources and/or instructions the teacher may have posted for that assignment. Assignments are based on what was learned in class. Class notes make a great resource. Have your child look over their work from class. The Remind app. Check for messages on Remind. Send their teacher a message through Remind. These are some additional resources that may be helpful while your student is learning independently. For the math curriculum, we use CPM. This is links to the parent guide on that website. The parent guide has additional resources as well as practice assignments that you can assign your child. It is available in both English and Spanish. For any tech questions or computer issues, please email Mr. Young or Mrs. Martinez. And also join Remind to connect with your teachers. And that is all that I have to tell you about asynchronous learning.
Hello, good afternoon or evening. I'm Mr. Hamler. I am your the 6th grade humanities teacher, and I just wanted to welcome you to KLA Open House, the first virtual open house. I'm going to go over the different apps that your student can access from Clever. So the first, so Clever is the home page, and when the students log in to their computer, they immediately go into Clever. And the first item on Clever is Google Classroom. So when they click on Google Classroom, there'll be a list of all of their classes. So they'll be able to access all of their classes and any information on their classes. So so for example, if they go to period 1, there'll be a stream of different resources in their period 1. So all of their teachers will have a different class, and you'll be able to click on Google Classroom and access all of your classes from Clever. The next item I want to go over is the Illuminate Student Connect. So when students click on this, or you click on this when you're working with your child, it'll open up the Home Connect. So your child needs their username and password, which they should get in Reach. If you went to KLA last year, it's the same username and password. Their username is a student ID. And I believe the default password before changing it is Keeler123. So see if that works. If that doesn't work, your child can notify their teacher, or you can notify the teacher, and we can help you out with setting that up. Usually it's the Reach teacher that you want to contact. The next item in Clever is Amplify. Now, Amplify is the English or humanities resource that we use and the curriculum that we use. So if you click on Amplify, what's going to open up is a page that looks like this. Okay, so once students get going into the lessons, there's a app called the Vocabulary app, and when students click on that, it'll open up something that looks like this, and it's vocabulary work for the students, where it's very interactive, and they learn learn a lot more vocabulary. So here's just a sample of what the vocabulary vocab app is going to look like. Now that hasn't been introduced to the students yet. That's going to be introduced next week. But if you're looking for your child, looking for something for your child to do, that's an additional resource for some extra help with their vocabulary. The Amplify vocab app is definitely a good resource. Another resource with Amplify is the library, and I'm going to show you guys how that works. So we call these 3 little lines here the hamburger. Once they log into Amplify, they'll click on the hamburger. and they will open up the library. And when they open up the library, there's going to be a lot of different books that they can access. So first of all, they need to know what kind of book they like. They can go to genre, and there's all of these different types of books. For example, maybe they're interested in mystery books. They can click on mystery, and there's a whole bunch of mixed mysteries, and these are full-length books that your child can access. So if you have any questions about the Amplify library, you can email me anytime, jhamler@mykla.org. Okay, so they can access this. This is a good thing to do in the evening, 20 to 30 minutes a day for your child to keep them reading books that they're interested in. All right, the next thing I wanted to show you is Lexia Power Up. In Lexia Power Up, students are going to be taking an assessment, and they're going to be assigned a certain number of minutes each week. So usually it's about 80 to 120 minutes, depending on how they do on it. So they click on, for this, they'll be clicking on Lexia Power Up, and it'll load up. And this is just kind of a video that shows up. We're gonna, okay, so this is the program they're gonna be working with, and this is gonna be the homework for the humanities class. So there's 3 different parts. It's word study, grammar, and comprehension, and it's personalized after they take their assessment. So if you have any questions about that, you can email me at jhamler@mykla.org, and I can give you some updates on how your child's doing on their Lexia Power Up. Okay, there's also a couple of math apps that aren't on their Clever page, but they will be using IXL. I know the math department is using that, and Mr. Conradi is going to be going over the different how we use IXL with the students in class. So that's about it for the apps. If you guys have any questions on any of these, please email me right away. I'd be happy to answer any questions for you that you have on the KLA apps that can be accessed to Clever. Thank you for watching this, and have a great day.
Good afternoon, students, parents, and guardians. Thank you for joining us this afternoon for our first virtual open house. My name is Mr. Conradi, and I'm one of the co-teachers in 6th grade math. Today, I'll be walking you through some of the curriculum that we're using. The first that we'll be looking at is CPM, which stands for College Preparatory Math. It's a math program that we use here at Keeler Leadership Academy. So as you go into the virtual book, which all students have access to, you can click on the links here on the side there for the different chapters. At the beginning of the chapter, there's an opening, and then you can see the different sections there organized numerically. As you take a look through the chapter, you'll notice that there's different hyperlinks for vocabulary terms and activities, as well as homework help down here at the bottom. So if you need a little bit of additional support there with homework help, that's another place to go, and different resource pages. As always, please reach out to Mr. Conradi or Ms. Thomas for 6th grade math with any questions or concerns, and we look forward to a great school year with your child. Another resource that we'll be using in 6th grade math this year is IXL. All students have received usernames and passwords in their math classes, as well as having them emailed to them. So as you log in there, you'll see that there are different levels, alphabetical. And so as we go through in class, we'll be assigning a level. So let's say that we've been assigned level C for demonstration purposes. Now within level C, you'll see alphabetically that there are different skills, starting at A alphabetical going through. So let's say my teacher has assigned me, and let's go with skill G and 5. So some great features about this program there. You'll notice that there is a text-to-speech feature if our students need help or support with reading the prompt. We have our problem here. We'll go ahead and answer this problem, and we'll take a look at the sidebar here for some important parent features. So we've answered our question. To the right here, we can see how many questions that we've answered, how much time has elapsed, and we recommend from 30 minutes to an hour daily on math practice if possible. And then the SMART score shows levels of mastery. Our hope is for students to get to levels of mastery from 90 to 100. So let's say we're working independently, we're having some difficulty with this problem. 7 take away 5. I'm not sure about the answer. Let's say it's 3. All right. So sorry, I got it incorrect. So it tells me what the correct answer is, but the great feature is that you'll see an explanation. It'll walk me through some strategies as well with the speech to text, and it will help me to get the next one correct. Once I've reviewed that explanation, I can click on Got It here down below, and then IXL will give me another similar problem.
Hello, I'm Mr. Ikem, and today I'll be showing you how you can use the website Flipgrid to make recordings that you might need to do for class. You might find yourself in Google Classroom looking at the classwork and notice that the assignment tells us to record yourself performing the example here. In Flipgrid, simply click on the link which will take you to the website Flipgrid. It'll take you to this grid. All you have to do is hit the record button and then you can look at the options. You might need those. But for right now, we can just hit the record button. 3, 2, 1. When you're done, hit pause. Next. Review the video. Sounds like what it sounded like. Hit the next button. Take your selfie. And if you want, you can put some effects on there. Filters, whatever. Turn it on. Next. Next. Uploading your video. You might need to title the video. And submit. You should see your video here. If your video doesn't come up here, we have a problem. We may need to refresh. There it is. I did it. You may find the situation where you go to Flipgrid and you need to record not just this, but what's on your screen. Let me show you how to do that. Simply record a response. Use the options to record screen. Start screen recording. Then you can choose what you want to record. And then you start recording. 1, 2, ready, go. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, and so on and so on. Stop recording when you're done. Check your video. Make sure that's what you wanted. And then you start recording. 1, 2, ready, go. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, what it should be. 3, 4. 1, 2. Take your selfie. And it uploads your video. And that is how to use Flipgrid.